Hey guys, I've got a fun video for you today. I thought I would do a hero product challenge. And what I'm going to be doing is a full face using hero products from different brands. And the challenge part is I can't repeat the brand. So for example, I'm going to be using the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation because I feel like this is Armani's like hero product, but I can't use Armani again on my face. So that's the challenge portion of it. I even put out this question to you guys on my community tab here on YouTube, like what you thought brands' hero products were, and it was great. I got such a great response and your answers were awesome. There were a lot of repeats in there and a lot of them were kind of in line with what I thought hero products were from brands. Now, just to clarify, these aren't like my personal favorites from brands. These are the products that I think has either like put the brand on the map or is what the brand is known for at this point, or like the product that I feel like is just the most talked about, is just the most popular from these brands. So that's what I thought I would do today. And I don't know if this has been done before. If it has, definitely let me know who has done it down below in the comments section. Let us know. I haven't seen this done before, so I don't know. This doesn't seem like a unique idea to me. If you are a YouTube creator and you're watching this and you think this is a fun idea, I invite you to do it because it was a lot of fun going through my collection and really picking out like the one product from the brand that you think has kind of put it on the map, that you think is like the most popular and not necessarily like your favorite. Like a lot of these products in here I really like, but they're not necessarily like my favorite. I am going to start with primer, and I picked the Sisley Double Tensor Primer. When I personally think of Sisley, I love their skincare. I love so much of the makeup that I have tried from them. But what I think has been probably talked about the most on YouTube is this Double Tensor Primer. Now, I don't have this primer because I do think it's actually better for like combo, normal, oilier skin, and I have a very dry skin type. So I do have a sample of it, and that's what I'm going to be trying today. So I'm going to bust this guy open. I've actually been hoarding this little sample for quite some time. A girlfriend of mine actually gave it to me. Oh, it has like a much thinner consistency than I thought. I thought it was like more of a cream, like a lotion. It has a nice like spa-like scent. I don't think it's fragranced. I think it just has a scent. It's very light on the skin. It is very, very tacky. I can see why people like this as a primer. I'm someone that kind of leans towards primers that are a little bit just more moisturizing, more glowy, something that gives my skin a little bit of radiance. So I don't generally have a lot of primers that are sticky, but this is definitely very, very sticky. Now, I'm not even sure if this product was created to be a primer. It's lifting skincare with botanical extracts, which is effective both immediately and in the long term. Apply over your daily skincare or to touch up during the day. All right, so that is the primer. Yep, pretty sticky, but very, very lightweight. So let's move on to foundation. So Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I just mentioned this in my intro, and this is what we're gonna be trying. I do feel like this is Armani's hero product. I feel like this is the one product that people go to Armani to, just try if maybe they haven't really tried anything from Armani before. I feel like this is also like just the most talked about Armani product out there. So we're gonna use this today. I actually haven't used this foundation in a long, long time. And I was in Sephora the other day and they had a whole display of it again. And I thought, did they reformulate it? Did they come out with new colors? No, they were just re-promoting it. I think a very popular makeup artist was maybe touting how much they loved this foundation. So I don't know, maybe it's popular again or gaining popularity again. But I remember, gosh, maybe 15 years ago, this was like the shit. This was like the foundation to use. So anyway, I've got number 4. I'm using a hero brush. This is the Sigma F80. This is the Air version. And I feel like the F80 is probably the most popular Sigma brush out there. And I like this Air version because it's a little bit lighter at the top. You can see like where the black ends and then where the white starts. That's where it kind of thins out a little bit. And it's like a nice synthetic version of the Sonia G Base 1 brush. This is much denser and I much prefer this brush. But if you're into synthetic brushes, this Sigma F80 Air is actually really decent. So anyway, here is a hero product from Sigma that I actually wasn't even planning on using, but it was sitting right there and I thought, you know what? this is what Sigma is known for. When I've used this in the past, I feel like it's taken a while for it to kind of blend in because it's so luminous. It really is a very kind of creamy foundation. So it takes a while, especially over my skincare. I feel like it takes a while for it to sink in. And especially if I'm using a brush, I feel like I see streaks in it for a little while. And then finally it kind of starts to blend in. It finally starts to set down. But this went on really seamlessly, and I think it was this double tensor. That gripping action is it's really helpful. It's really, really helpful. Wow. And if you guys have never used Armani Luminous Silk, it really is such a lovely foundation. I think it has like medium coverage. I think it's buildable. I think you can also sheer it out. I don't think it needs to be medium, but it's just a rock solid kind of foundation. I can see why makeup artists like it. The finish of it is very, very natural. I don't feel like it's extremely, extremely luminous, especially if you use a primer like this one. I think if you put it over a very moisturizing kind of primer, the luminosity will peek through a little bit more quickly. But I do feel like it gets luminous throughout the day. It's definitely a foundation I think you want to powder. All right, next up I have concealer, and I actually have two concealers. So I wasn't exactly sure what I was gonna need. One concealer has more coverage, one is a little bit lighter. And both of these concealers I feel like are these brands' hero products. I feel like I've heard them talked about a lot. I feel like this is like the one product people try from the line if they've never tried anything from the line before. So I am talking about the Clé de Peau Stick Concealer. I feel like this is what introduced me to the brand here on YouTube. I just heard everyone talk about it. I saw people who like never use Clé de Peau use the stick concealer and absolutely love it. The other one is the YSL Touche Éclat pen, and this is definitely much lighter than the Clé de Peau. So the Clé de Peau was the one that I mentioned that I thought has higher coverage. So I think actually I'm gonna go for the Clé de Peau concealer. I feel like this Luminous Silk has given me some decent coverage, and I still feel like I need a little bit of help underneath or all around my eyes. So I'm gonna use this stick concealer today, and just gonna swipe some on. And I think why people love this, at least why I love this concealer so much, is it does have very high coverage, and generally the higher the coverage, the more dry or sticky or tacky a concealer will be. But it's very, very smooth. It blends out really easily, and it doesn't feel or look heavy at all, despite its high coverage. So that is why I love this concealer. That is why I believe most people love this concealer, or at least when I've heard people talk about it, I pretty much agree with all the points that they make. It's just a very, very effective concealer, but really, really light and really, really blendable. Okay, next up is powder, and I think you guys will agree with me on this one. Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. I have it in the shade 1 Fair, and this is just, I feel like no doubtedly her hero product. I feel like this is the one thing so many people use. If they don't have anything else Charlotte Tilbury in the collection, they have this thing. They have this powder. So I think this is a good choice for most people to start with because it is excellent. It is such a good powder. It's really, really lightweight. And for me personally, I have really fallen in love with loose powders to set my makeup. But before I kind of fell down the loose powder rabbit hole, I was using this powder. I really like how light it is. It's a powder that really sets down your makeup and, kind of mattifies it slightly, but it doesn't look dry and it doesn't look cakey. And when I say mattify, it really just, it kind of takes a shine out, but it doesn't make it look like flat or like lifeless. And this is definitely one of my favorite products from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't think this is my personal favorite product from Charlotte Tilbury. It's definitely up there. Bronzer, I don't think anyone could argue with this one either. So I picked a Guerlain bronzer. I mean, Guerlain is known, they're known for their perfumes, but in terms of makeup, it's bronzer. I think they were the first company to even come out with a bronzer, like the idea of a bronzer was from Guerlain. So I have one, this is the Terracotta Light, and I have it in shade 01, Light Warm. This is not one of their original bronzers, but this is part of their regular permanent line. And I think this is the only one actually that I have from their regular permanent line. I have a few of their bronzers, but they're all like limited edition. So anyway, I thought I would use this, and I do really love this product. I would say the other product, the other hero product that I was really kind of like, I'm not sure what to do, is their meteorites. But I do have a different finishing powder, which I think is more of a hero product for that brand. But I do feel like maybe the bronzers are what Guerlain is like most known for outside of their fragrances, is probably what they're most known for. It's like, or at least it's like what you envision. At least when I envision Guerlain, I always think of these like faux tortoise kind of compacts. And they have so many bronzers. I feel like there's one for everyone. I kind of have steered away from their regular bronzers because they're definitely on the warmer side. Whoa, what is going on with my hair? So that was my Guerlain hero product of choice. So next up we have blush, and I'm really curious to hear what you guys would pick if you had to do this challenge. So definitely let me know in the comment section, because this one I was kind of like, I don't know, but I think so. And because, well, let me just tell you what it is. So this is the NARS blush. I have it in Madly, and this is kind of like a personal hero product of mine, because I think if I were to name just a general hero product of NARS, it would be their Radiant Creamy Concealer. I feel like that is what everyone talks about. Again, it's one of those products, even if you never use anything from NARS, that's like the one thing you may have from them, is that Radiant Creamy Concealer. I don't happen to have that product, and I thought that these were good hero products for concealer also, was the Clé de Peau and the YSL. So anyway, I had this like blush category open, and I thought NARS. I think a lot of people love NARS blushes also. I feel like right after the creamy concealer, it could be the blush. And again, I have it in the shade Madly, and I really love this blush a lot. Like a lot. So anyway, this is my hero product. Oh, this is what Madly looks like. It's just a really nice neutral shade. It's really beautiful. Blends out nicely. It has a little bit of a sheen. All right, so that was my blush choice and my choice for NARS. All right, so highlight. This is a highlight that I loved, and this was probably one of the first highlighters I ever purchased, and I just fell in love with it. So I picked the Becca Champagne Pop. For Becca, I think this is their hero product. I don't think I would get any argument from you guys. I think it's their highlighters, and I think it's Champagne Pop. Everyone had to have it, and it's a beautiful highlight. I do love the tone of it. I love the peachiness in it. It's a very pretty highlight. All right, there is Champagne Pop. It still does not disappoint. It's still a beautiful highlighter, I think. All right, let's talk about eyebrows. And I know you guys are gonna think I'm gonna say the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel, but I am not, because I think that's a product that really isn't his hero product. I don't feel like this is the one product people run to Tom Ford to purchase. I love it, as you guys know, but I think you guys will agree with me that for Anastasia Beverly Hills, it's all about eyebrows. I mean, this obviously is her hero product, and I have the Brow Wiz in Ebony. I think Brow Wiz is probably one of the first products they ever came out with. It was either this or the Dip Brow Pomade, or maybe they came out at the same time, but the Brow Definer came out after this. That's the one with the more rectangular slanted shape. But I have to say, this is the hero product, I think, for ABH. So I'm going to be using this today. That's the wrong end. And I have it in shade Ebony. Did I say that already? I have it in shade Ebony. And I really do like the Brow Wiz a lot. I think I have a lot of other brow products that I like more. This one really is a very good product, as are most of Anastasia Beverly Hills brow products. They really know their brow game for sure. The only major fail I had from them is their latest Dip Brow Gel. That did not work out for me. That was not good. But everything else has been great. Even the Dip Brow Pomade, which I was very scared to use at first, but it really wasn't that bad. I really like it. I really liked like the texture of it. All right. Next, we have eyeshadows. This was definitely by far the hardest category to pick, because I think there's a few brands where eyeshadows are really their hero products. Pat McGrath almost made it in here because I think her Mothership palettes were her first big release outside of her like limited edition kits. This was her first big release that was part of her permanent line, and I mean, people went gaga over Mothership 1, 2, and 3. But I have her down for something else. And again, with this challenge, I didn't want to like duplicate brands. So I ended up with 2 brands for eyeshadow, because I do feel like eyeshadow is their hero product for both of these brands. The first one is Viseart. I think when you say Viseart, people automatically visualize the Neutral Mattes palette. I feel like that's the first thing that pops into their head is their Neutral Mattes palette. I'm holding up my custom palette. I unfortunately busted up this copper shade that's from the Theory palette, so that one I had to remove from there. So sad, so sad. That one color I feel like gave my entire palette a lot of life, and my little custom palette looks very sad now. But anyway, I think Viseart, their eyeshadows, their hero product. I don't think anyone would challenge me on that one. Definitely their hero product. And the other one, I'm sure you guys can guess, is Natasha Denona. So I actually pulled out the Star palette because this was the first eyeshadow palette that I purchased from Natasha Denona. And while this exact palette is definitely not my Natasha Denona like hero product, I do think her eyeshadows in general is what she is known for. I mean, her line has expanded a lot since she started coming out with her eyeshadows, but I do think eyeshadows. I do think she's known for her eyeshadows. So we're going to be using both of these today. And let's start with, I haven't used this Star palette in a while, but it is pretty well loved. But I think I'm going to start with this color right here from my Viseart palette. It's just a nice bone shade. And I'll just dust that all over to give myself a nice canvas. I think a lot of your comments, when I posed this question on my community tab, a lot of your comments, or replies, I should say, were Natasha Denona. Like that was what you thought of when you thought of Natasha Denona, were her eyeshadows. All right, next I'm gonna go into this shade in the Star palette. I'm gonna go back to my Viseart palette and take this deeper brown shade and deepen up the outer corner a bit. All right, and next I'm gonna go into this really pretty shade here in the Star palette. That one is called Bellatrix, and I'm gonna use my Esom W23 brush. It's got sable hair, and I feel like sable hair really works nicely with these more crumbly metallic shades. So I'm not wetting my brush or anything. I'm just gonna pat this onto my lid. If I remember correctly, there was quite a bit of fallout with a lot of these more metallic shades from the Star palette. If I kind of like smeared the shadow onto my lid, there was less fallout. I think I need a bit more of a transition going on here, so I'm going to take another fluffy blending brush and use this like matte peachy shade up here. And that one I believe is called Vega. All right, so I think we're good to go on eyeshadow. Again, Viseart, Natasha Denona, for sure. I feel like their hero products are their eyeshadows. So let's go ahead and move on to eyeliner. So I have two eyeliners. I have a liquid eyeliner, and then I have like an eyeliner type product, which I'll explain in just a second. But in terms of liquid eyeliner, now this was a difficult decision only because I feel like this brand has a lot of hero products, but because of the challenge and I didn't want to repeat brands. So the Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen is, I think, one of Tom Ford's hero products. This is the one that you hear about a lot. I feel like this is also the one that people are most curious about. Like, what makes this liquid eyeliner so special? Like, what exactly makes this so special? And I think when people actually go and purchase this, they realize that, oh, okay, yeah, I do find it really special. It has two ends. It has like a super fine, like smaller end, and then it has like a regular end. Both ends are brush tip. And from what I understand, each end has its own cartridge. So it's not like these two ends are sharing a cartridge. So both ends basically have their own source for actual pigment. And so while this isn't my favorite liquid eyeliner, I actually prefer the Surratt Autographic liquid eyeliner. I do feel like this one is more of a hero product for Tom Ford than that one is for Surratt. So anyway, this one ended up as my liquid eyeliner choice. I'm just gonna go ahead and line my eyes. We're not gonna do a wing. We all know how that turns out for me. So we're gonna keep this simple. And I'm just gonna line my upper lash line with this. All right, so that was my liquid eyeliner pick, the Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen. And then for like regular eyeliner, and I'm doing this, you'll understand why, I did pick the Surratt Smoky Eye Baton. So this is, I think, one of their more popular products. I think this is one of the first products that were released by Surratt. And I've heard Troy Surratt in interviews say that this is his like favorite product from the line, that this was the product that maybe he felt the most strongly about. I love this Smoky Eye Baton now that I know how to use it. I was using just the eyeliner, and that's why I say eyeliner in quotes, because if you just use the eyeliner portion of this, it will probably smudge and give you raccoon eyes. You have to use the smoky like part of it, which is the powder product, and really work it into the eyeliner portion. That's what really keeps it and sets it down. So I'm going to go ahead and use this along my lower lash line, and I have the color, I think it's pronounced Cendres, Cendres. And it's like a nice kind of taupey color. So I'm just going to line my lower lash line and then take the powder product and run it across. So that is the Smoky Eye Baton from Surratt. I think definitely one of their hero products. So actually another Surratt hero product, and so I'm kind of cheating now, but I really wasn't thinking about tools when I kind of put my list together, but is their eyelash curler. And I just whipped this out because I need to curl my lashes. So I would say this is another hero product from Surratt. But I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes, and I'll be right back to talk about mascara. All right, mascara. So I picked the Chanel Volume Day Chanel. I really feel like this is a mascara that so many people talk about. You know, maybe not lately, but I feel like maybe 2 years ago, this was like the mascara of choice. And I feel like also maybe Chanel changed up the formula a little bit, but I really like this product from Chanel, and I know a lot of other people do as well. So anyway, this is my hero pick from Chanel. I have the waterproof version in deep brown, I think it is. I think it's color number 20, and it's very nice. I think I talked about how I don't really like volumizing mascaras when I was talking about how much I like the Tom Ford Lash Raise mascara. This mascara is not quite as clumpy, I don't think, as a lot of other mascaras that claim to be volumizing mascaras. So I like this one, and I really like the wand. It's a little bit, I wish it was a little bit stiffer. It's a little bit too flexible for my taste. I wish it was a little bit more stable, but I like these kind of like short, full bristles. All right, next I've got lip liner and lipstick. I'm talking about them together because in terms of lip liner, I couldn't talk about anything without kind of doubling up. Like the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat, I think that's definitely one of her hero products for sure. My personal favorite at the moment is the Sisley lip liner. I think it's fantastic, but I don't necessarily think that that's Sisley's like hero product. I don't think a lot of people know or even talk about Sisley's lip liner. So I decided to just go ahead and match the lip liner that I'm going to use with the lipstick that I'm going to use. So Pat McGrath lipstick. I think this is definitely one of her hero products. I mentioned her eyeshadows before, but I couldn't double up, so I'm talking about her Luxe Trance lipsticks. This is by far one of my favorite lipstick formulas. It's absolutely wonderful, and I love the colors. Her color range is amazing. My favorite color is probably Lust Angeles, which I have here, number 403, and it's this great beigey nude. So I just went ahead and picked a Pat McGrath lip liner that I like, which is Contour, and I would say this is probably one of her hero products as well. So that's what we'll be using today. But let me know down below in the comments section if you feel like there's a brand out there that is just like known for their lip liners. Like that is their jam. That is what introduced you to the brand. That is what you hear people talk about incessantly. I would love to know, because really it was just Charlotte Tilbury and Pat McGrath that came to mind when I thought about lip liners. All right, so I've got Contour. I don't know if I mentioned that. I have Contour. And now for the Pat McGrath Luxe Trance in Lust Angeles. All right, and next up we have lip gloss. You guys know I am a lip gloss fanatic, and there were plenty of brands where I felt like lip gloss was really their standout product, Pat McGrath being one of them, Chanel definitely being one of them, but we already talked about Chanel. I love the Surratt lip gloss, but we already talked about Surratt. But there is one brand that I have not talked about, and I love their lip glosses, but I actually don't even talk about these lip glosses very often on my channel for some reason. I do love to wear them. I think that they're gorgeous. The formula is absolutely amazing, and that's the Chantecaille Brilliant Lip Gloss. And I even just hauled one color, Lucky, that I think was a little bit old, so I went to go exchange it for one that didn't look like it was old. It was like separating in the tube, and they only had one other one and it looked the same. So anyway, I just ordered it online. Hopefully that'll be coming soon. But I have 3 colors here. I have Modern, Pixie, and Blythe. And they're such gorgeous colors. I think I'll use Modern. This probably goes with what I have on my lips the most at the moment. But they're gorgeous alone. They're gorgeous like on top of lipsticks. They're wonderful. And like I said, the formula is amazing. So I do feel like this is one of Chantecaille's hero products, but I would love to hear from you. If you're a Chantecaille fan, like what was the product that introduced you to them? Like what was the one thing that really kind of like caught your eye and like kind of sucked you in? I would love to know. But I'm gonna go ahead and apply Modern, and I'm just gonna dab it right in the center there and work it in. So it's not a sticky gloss at all. It's not oily. It really just feels like a gloss without the stickiness. And the best part is there's no fragrance at all. They don't smell like birthday cake or cupcake or vanilla this or cocoa that, or they don't even have like a fruity fresh scent or anything. Yeah, they're just completely fragrance and scent free. I don't know how they did it, but it's absolutely amazing, and I really, really appreciate that about their glosses. All right, just 2 more things to talk about. Finishing powder. So if I had not mentioned the Guerlain bronzer, I would have talked about the Meteorites. I definitely feel like this is one of their hero products, but Hourglass, I feel like their ambient lighting powders are definitely, we'll put them on the map. I think this was probably one of the first products that they released. So I think I have almost all of the shades in the ambient lighting powder family. Yeah, I think I pretty much have all of them. I like using them for different purposes, but the more experience that I got with powders, the less I used these Hourglass ambient powders, because I felt like if you weren't like very, very careful, they started to look very thick on your skin. And I didn't like that. Like they would kind of pick up like your peach fuzz, and you would kind of see this layer of powder, which I don't like at all, probably because I have very dry skin. But I do know that this is, I think, definitely Hourglass's hero product. I think most people love, love, love their ambient lighting powders. So I thought I would go ahead and use it today. I've got Luminous Light here. I'm going to use my Sonia G Face 1 brush, and I'm going to take it easy. I'm not going to pick up that much, but I'm going to pounce it in and then buff it out. So yeah, I think the combination of using a light hand and this brush, which really works the powder into your skin, I think is a really great combo. All right, so one last hero product that I want to talk about. Setting spray, the MAC Fix Plus spray. This, again, I don't think I'll get any argument from anyone. I think this is their hero product. I feel like everyone uses Fix Plus. I use it to wet my brush. I'll use it to prime my skin. I'll use it to set foundation. I'll use it to set powders down. It's a wonderful all-purpose product, and I think everyone knows it. Everyone loves it, and it's definitely one of those products that MAC is known for. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray a little. So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for joining me for this hero products challenge. Again, if this has been done on YouTube, definitely let me know down below in the comment section. I would love to watch a video like this. And whether it has or it hasn't, if you're a YouTuber out there and you are interested in doing this challenge, definitely give it a shot. I think it was a lot of fun just kind of going through all the different brands and going through my collection, and then really trying to figure out like how not to like repeat brands. It was really challenging. It was definitely like a little shuffling game for a while there, like, oh, Pat McGrath here, no Natasha Denona here, Tom Ford. You know, it was a lot of fun. So give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.